Don't forget to check them out. They are down at the Howl at the Moon celebrating their first anniversary tonight at the Howl at the Moon at the power plant. So get down there, check them out. Uh, Mr. Uncle Stello just left out the building. He did his thing, hosting the show today. Him and TC and Kenyon will be down there right now, so definitely get on down there. Also, the 3rd of next month, Wednesday, August the 3rd, I got it out. Both Be Inspired and Weird started at the same time, but Miss Be Inspired will be celebrating her first year anniversary on August 3rd from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. She'll be having an open house here, so definitely come on out, check her out, and show your support. We have a couple announcements going on. Big Exposed Radio will be having its 4th open house here at the Big Exposed Radio studio on August the 20th from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Definitely hit them up with an after party at Rumba Tropical from 5 to 7 p.m. So definitely come on out. We had an awesome time this last one. It was a lot of people here on the 16th. Definitely come on down, get yourself noted, recognized, network, all those things. Great things going on. We got Miss Mecca in the building. Straight no chaser. Also, this is the 10th year, of the Be Exposed radio station. We are celebrating 10 years, and to kick that off, we are taking a trip to Six Flags on August the 27th. The cost is $68. If you want to go, definitely be in the building. We have our first bus is almost full, so definitely hit us up. So,
but wait a minute, I have a question. Why is your first bus almost full? I'm one of the radio personalities, and I'm just hearing about this today.
It's a surprise. It was a surprise trip.
But why is the bus almost full though? So who was this?
Because I'm hot, and when I put the word out there, it's like, bam,
dude. So when do I have to have my money in by? Oh no, you treating?
August. Oh yeah.
Those people on that other bus are hating you right now because they paid. August the when?
August the 27th. We're all going to convene here at the station. Parking. We'll send out the parking information. We're using the park in the garage up the street. So definitely come on out. Tickets are just $68. That includes your entrance into the park. And we have some surprise We have some surprise giveaways. I'm about to die.
Me and my child coming.
We're gonna have some fun, some giveaways, some awesome things, some little snippets of things going on.
Question.
She tried to order up right.
Yes, on air. Hey guys, how are you?
Go to the menu and it has $12 meals on there.
On Matthew's Pizza.
Oh no,
we're not doing Matthew's.
We don't have that budget tonight.
They say only $10 minimum, $10.
Yeah.
No.
Because I want the crab pizza and that's like $17 by itself. Have you ever had it?
No.
If you have not lived, if you love pizza.
Which one?
If you have not lived yet, definitely.
I want the crab pizza. I got $10 on it.
But what would it?
You handle the shoveling and the tip.
I got you. Hold on, let me I can't because I'm crazy. So definitely hit us up on August the 27th. We're going to Six Flags. It's going to be a station trip. We're going to be in the building a little deep. So look for the black shirts with the Big Exposed across, some other giveaways, some other surprises. But also in the month of August, Baltimore Fashion Week, we are going to be the media outlet for that event. So definitely look forward for that. And that's August the 12th, 13th, and 14th. Be Exposed will be in the building doing live interviews each night of the event. And if you tune into the Artist Exchange Radio Show on August the 13th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., I'll be doing live interviews with all the out-of-state artists and designers from Baltimore Fashion Week because I am just that person. I love talking to designers and I'm looking for some free clothes. That's what
I'm about to say. I'm trying to look for somebody to get my dress.
To kick off our interview, so for the month, for August and the rest of July, we will be interviewing designers and authors from the African American Authors Expo, which is October the 15th at Morgan State University. So between that and Baltimore Fashion Week, we'll be talking about books and words and cross stitches and such and such. So to kick off our Baltimore Fashion Week,
I want this calendar.
right?
Can you email us the calendar?
It's right behind you.
Oh.
I did that last night. So to kick that off, we have a lovely young lady. She is a 10-year-old designer, Miss Leah.
Aw.
And she's going to be joining us tonight, along with one of the authors from the African American Authors Expo. So definitely stay tuned. Alma's in the building. I know she got something to chew on in that bag. That's what I'm talking
Focus
about.
on the app.
I know. That's what we're talking about. So we're going to play a song right now because I'm feeling kind of musical right now. Summertime is music for me. I'm a 90s kid. I'm not a 90s kid. Thank you. That's exactly what I feel. That's my summertime song. That and Adina Howard. I can't say that.
Have you seen her lately, though?
Have you seen her? I saw the picture you posted.
Yes.
So the two of those songs, Mr. Dana Howard and Fresh Prince, definitely gets, and Tony Braxton. For some reason, Tony Braxton makes me think of summertime, especially some of her little upbeat songs, not the sad love
Maybe
songs.
Tana Campbell.
Oh, lately. Okay. What's the Fresh Prince to me? Oh, and Montel Jordan.
Yes, Montel.
Yeah, so those people kind of represent summer to me. So for the next month, we'll be playing a lot of those songs. So we're going to just pop a song in real quick, and we'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere. Next up to bat is Miss Leah, the 10-year-old designer.
Yeah.
And some crab pizza.
And some crab pizza. But Matthews doesn't.
Yeah. West Baltimore. You already know. But I want the whole city to tell me. East side, west side, tell me what's your best side. I said east side, west side, tell me what's your best side. I'm having a good time, snacking on rap assassins who slacking, K-Easy jacking it, blacking out and attacking it. Witnesses reenacting it, passionate, show my ass in it, mashing, incinerating and smashing. You a cowardly fashion, it's a shower of thrashing, coming from the empowered, powerful masses who set power to devour you bastards. Out or you passing, devout or you flashing. Hollow with 4-pounder, but without it you slacking. You lacking, what happened? I thought we was just having fun. Rhyming ciphers progressing it, homie. I ain't the one to get serious upon. Belt the buckle and fasten it, crashing it's hazardous. To suggest you ease up on the gas a bit. They done put this cap in that ration and started blasting. It happens when that immaculate rap gets their toe tagging and snagging. If you don't know whether you next, so do your best. My city screaming out, east side, west side, tell me what's your best side. East side. I said east side, west side, tell me what's your best side. West side. I said east side, west side, tell me what's your best side. East side, east side, west side, tell me what's your best side. West side.
Yeah, sad as a bitch, cause they just killed my cousin. If y'all bomb first on this kill, let me know what it does. Pack a bowl of that kill, now it got me a buzz. Ask my fan what it is, no recollection what was. Never look back at the past, only pics for that gram. Welcome in Katie and Junior, yeah, I just said that for Sam. Know me, I'd rather be peace. Turn volume down on that violent, 300 deep with my fam. We party hard on that violet and Rice's town for Shay Allen. With Shaggy juice in my system, mason jars with a flavor. More clientele, you should tip her. More clientele is supreme. A Baltimore city slicker, if my wardrobe is supreme, I'll show how royalty differs. Got a commission from ooh. Catch the baton cause he passing. That West be Mobile the way. East Baltimore be the habitat. Great commission from scripture. Trying to save life, soul, and spirit. If you look so unfamiliar, the niggas ain't trying to hear it. Now where you from?
East side, west side, tell me what's your best side. East side, east side. I said east side, west side, tell me what's your best side. West side, west side. I said east side, west side, tell me what's your best side. East side, east side. I said east side, west side, tell me what's your best side. West side, west side. Yeah. Shout out the whole 410, 443. All sides, east side, west side, north, south, south side. Every city, every borough, every chamber. You already know.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Jan! Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know you're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education, brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National...
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shout-outs to interviews and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Here live on BeExposedRadio.com. We have Miss Leah in the building with us. And she is one of Baltimore Fashion Week's latest designers. She's only 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can remember being 10, cutting up my clothes because I was short, with a short torso. So clothes did not fit me the same way it fit the rest of the young men that I knew. So I would often have to cut, and my mom used to make my clothes. So I have her here because I'm not a real fashion person, but I just like clothes. I will enjoy going to the thrift shop and spending $40 and mixing and matching and all that. I'm really not a mall shopper.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask Miss Leah, first of all, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
You really good? So how did you start designing clothing?
Well, ever since I was little, I was always making clothes, and I was always making stuff with my dolls.
Put that off.
And so, and so when I was little, I would always make clothes for my dolls, and then I would just like hand sew them, and then it just kind of came from there that I would start making stuff for me, and then I got a sewing machine for Christmas, and then I started getting into
so it's faster
sewing. And so then it was just escalating from there, and then I just got here.
So do you enjoy hand stitching or the sewing machine?
Sewing machine is so much better because with hand sewing you have to hand sew, and it takes forever to actually, even just to make a shirt would take forever. And so with a sewing machine, you can get it done in about an hour.
So she got it down to a science.
Right.
Sewing machines have always been tricky for me. One, because I have to remind myself how to thread it. And most machines are very standard, same way. But I just never grasped the concept of the sewing machine. It's be like, you know what? And just get the needle and thread out and just handle business that way. That's easier for me, but you must love it because you get more of your product out at one time.
And it's basically because I have a where it shows how you thread it, and I basically know it from the heart how to thread it.
It's number. It's just me. It's me. I can claim that.
But it's just been something that I've always loved to do, and that I wanted to make it a career out of just sewing, because it just makes me feel good. It's something that I just love to do.
What was the first outfit that you made for yourself that you wore outside the house?
I think the first thing that I've made was I'm actually homeschooled, and so for a social studies project, I was learning about the colonial days.
Okay.
And so they give you a list of things that you could do for colonial days.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was creating a colonial era dress. And I created a colonial era dress for myself, and I picked out the fabric and everything, and actually I picked out a pattern, and then I kind of like took it off the pattern and kind of created it my own way. And so I think that was the first thing that I made, and also it was towards Easter time, so that was also my Easter dress.
Nice.
Costume design is a really big business, especially in cities like Baltimore, because we have tons of theaters, community and equity, and just resident theater houses. That's a staple in the city. So that is an awesome career path.
Yes, it
is. They have places like Center Stage where they build all of their costumes, if not all of it, if not most of them.
Yes.
But definitely a great career path to go down. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Miss Leah, and her mom will speak a little bit as well. So when we return right back here to the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Fashion Umbrella Foundation is proud to announce the Educational Honors. The Foundation is a grassroots organization that champions inner-city youth by providing educational opportunities and resources to engage youth in the arts and STEM. The Educational Honors is a youth-based program that recognizes students in grades 7 through 12 who have at least a 2.5 GPA and perfect attendance for one school year. Those selected will be invited and recognized at the Educational Honors Awards reception on Saturday, October 15th, 2016. City Council President Bernard C. Jack Young will be the keynote speaker for the evening. Students will also be inducted as Fashion Umbrella Foundation Scholars for the class of 2016. For more information about the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, visit www.fashionumbrella.org or email us at info@thefashionumbrella.org. What's going on, everybody? This is Brett, the 2016 intern here at Be Exposed Radio. I'm here to announce that the young and talented new artist Chink just dropped her new mixtape, Purple Potion, which is now available on Spinrilla and SoundCloud. If you haven't listened to it already, definitely be sure to check it out. And while you're at it, be sure to follow Chink on Instagram at Chink_OTR, and to check out True to You Entertainment's website, truetoyouentertainment.weebly.com.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement.
Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know you're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Parents, they sometimes be like, "Oh yeah, you did that with soccer, you did that with such and such," and they it's not so much that you don't believe that your child is talented, but you're waiting for something to stick.
Right.
And this is when your child really shows interest in something. It's really your best interest, really, because you're going to be reaping those benefits eventually also, but just giving your child them resources. And I know it can be expensive because I was that child. I went through like 8 different instruments. And at one time I was like, "Mom, I want to play piano." No. We're going to find you somewhere where there's a piano. I'm not buying a piano, but it can be expensive, but figuring out how and ways around getting them the resources that they need is definitely, I know, a challenge as a parent or a guardian, but I know it's rewarding. So we also have Leah's mom in the room, and we want to introduce her because she's a solid partner in this situation, and get her take on Leah's talent and her growth and her maturity as a designer, clothing designer.
So, well, as you said, when she was about 6, is when we really started to see that. We did soccer, we did Girl Scouts, we did Keepers of the Faith. All sorts of stuff, and Little League, the whole T-ball thing, but consistently, she was always about her doll babies and about making clothes. And you go, okay, this is normal little girl stuff. And I grew up with horses, and so we have a small farm in West Virginia, and she would crack me up because she would come out to the barn in her princess dress and boots. I was going, whose kid are you? And so, and it even to the point where she was making clothes for the dog, for the horse.
Oh, wow.
And so it's always been about making everything around her fashionable. And
when did you know for sure that this is what she's going to do?
Listen, with that pink dress that I showed you, that's when I went, what?
Okay. You started paying attention to it.
So this isn't just place. That's when we went to let's get her a real sewing machine. We didn't buy the toy stuff, the junk stuff. We went straight into the intermediate level sewing machine for she, grow into it. And she just took over that thing. Wow. And so then from there we said, okay, well, let's do some sewing classes so you can really master your craft. And every time she was given a challenge, she just came up to it. The first fashion show she did, I was at CCBC, saw a poster for International Fashion Show, or International Student Club's benefit fashion show. And I thought this will be great for her to see behind the scenes how a fashion show operates and for her to see these things. So I called them and asked, could she come? So we went to one of their meetings. She started talking to the young lady who was running the show, and they started coming up with these designs for t-shirts for one of their skits. They hired her. They paid her. She was 8 years old. They paid her to create and make these shirts, and they were phenomenal, and they were part of their show. So that was her first paid experience.
Nice.
Being as though I teach in a lot of enrichment programs, that's one of the things that I tell parents, like, you never know what's going to stick with the child. Because for me, being an actor was totally left field because I didn't even talk for most of my childhood. So you never know what will intrigue a child or what would get that energy started. And you really have to pay attention and really focus your energy on finding the things that make them satisfied in that way, whether it's a hobby or a life decision, but really finding those things, because a child would really lose faith in themselves if they don't see people and don't have that support in what they're doing. It really makes a difference to a child. So I really commend you, Mom, for really focusing on that and going over the bridge with her and deciding that, because we don't know what's going to come out of her. I can't wait to see the collection.
Yes.
And a lot of adults have time focusing. So if you can give that much time to doing what you do as a craft, I really applaud you, Miss Leah, and really wish you well in all that you do. Do you have any other skill sets or any other hobbies or interests that you do other than designing?
I think it would be more so craft stuff, painting,
Mhm.
knitting, other kinds
It
of.
all finds its way to the same thing.
Because sewing is the basic thing, but then it's like you got knitting and painting, because that all goes around arts and crafts and sewing, and it just basically comes off of that. So, and doing summer stuff, I like going to the pool, riding my bike. So it's different things like that. So.
Who are some of the people that you look up to as far as designers that you like or you look up to as a mentor or somebody just to put on a wall?
Well, usually when I watch like Project Runway and stuff, I usually look up to those designers. The designers that had to actually be on TV and had to make these designs and had to go through these collections every time. And I really look up to them, and that really inspires me for fashion. And that's really, those are my mentors.
Who was your favorite one?
I think my favorite designer was Edmund. I don't know his
Okay.
name, but it was yeah, and so I think Edmund was my favorite because he would make these beautiful things, and it was just gorgeous what he made, and I just really liked it.
I feel like I know which one Edmund. He made a dress that had writing on it, didn't it? Oh, I loved Edmund.
So she got Mom to watch it because Mom knows.
I remember that dress. It was a love letter.
If I could part with her, I'd send her to Hawaii.
She had more of imagination.
Exactly.
She had a big imagination. And for somebody who had just started doing it, she really picked up fast. I think I like Christian. That's the gentleman who made the dress for Leslie.
Oh.
Leslie Jones. Am I saying her name right? Not Jones. Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Leslie.
I don't know her last name.
Yeah, I forgot her last name. It was just Jones. Leslie Jones. He made the red dress for her for the red carpet. I watch Project Runway as if it's a new show. I'll watch the first season as if it just came.
Never
on.
seen it before.
Like I never saw it before. And I'm enthralled with the process of making clothes. I wish I knew how to pattern more, because I think that makes it a lot easier. But I'm a freestyle kid. I like to mish and mash and cut the sleeves off and do something different with it. But how knitting, or how does all of that play into you becoming a designer?
Well, that usually, like with knitting, the detail of it would usually give me inspiration. Like, with knitting and art, and especially art with paintings, I would get like with fabrics, and ooh, wouldn't that be a beautiful fabric, the way the painting is, and just that kind of stuff. It usually is inspiration for how I would create.
This sounds like my childhood revisited. It really is crazy. This is who I was as a child. Like all these things came to be, and then you grew up and be an artist.
Mm-hmm. You know, one thing that has been such a blessing for her is that the people that have come, you know, they can say it takes a village, because we have been so blessed that there have been people that have seen the talent in her and have chosen to seed, you know, into her financially as well as their time. Her sewing instructor, so fabulous. Sewing school is so fabulous. Miss Margaret, I sometimes call her like, she is the sewing Nazi. I tell you what.
Did she used to have a shop on Charles Street?
I'm not sure, but
okay.
I tell you what, that woman will not allow something to come out of her sewing school that is not right.
And that's good.
Where I want her to be. I want her with someone who's not going to placate her, but is going to tell her, no, you will not send that down the runway. And I know that she gets that with her. And there's some other local designers. We met a young man with Taylor Road that Sean at Joanne Fabrics. He saw one of her sketches at the cutting table and literally gave a holy handshake and gave her money to buy the fabric because he just thought that her design was so fabulous and wanted to see.
We really, and I really encourage people to be that person. Like everybody can't afford to do that, but be encouraging if nothing else, because that building process of specifically an artist is very sensitive, because you already have so much against you. Everybody and their mama is a designer today, only because it's popular. And you really, especially children, need that encouragement. Adults, we need the encouragement.
Yes,
so I can only imagine the next one. The next one. So I can only imagine being young and understanding what it is that they need. Tell her to come in the next one. What they need in order to be successful at it. Because it's one thing to be an artist, but to definitely take it serious as a business.
Well, Miss Nixon with Fashion Week, you know, that she would take a look at a 10-year-old
and not play.
Exactly. You know, she does not play. And then we went to the fittings because originally she was going to be an emerging designer.
Okay.
And when they got her sketches, they put her into the main showcase. And so we talked to, like you said, she does not play. She looked at the sketches and said she needs.
And that's the type of honesty that we need. It's not just discouraging to a child, but it is actually in a long run encouraging.
Right.
Some children may look at that, and some young people may look at that as discouraging. But you know, I wish I had a Sharon Nixon as a child, because then you'll learn the business side of it, the professional side of it, and not just, do this. Talent is talent, but if it's not fostered and it's not matched with business and professionalism on top of business, which are two separate things, you're not going to make it, because there are going to be people and people complain about subpar and mediocre people making it, but they make it because they're business savvy and they're very professional and poised, and that makes a difference. So somebody is willing to invest in something that's compared to something that's phenomenal, because if you have a bad attitude, if you're not professional, if you're not on time, I'll do something with this mediocrity over here before I deal with the foolishness over here. But if you have that full package, it's nothing that you can do. So I definitely take heed to it. Listen to people like Sharon and people that come across you, but not only listen to them, give that to somebody else.
Right.
It's somebody that may come up that may be twice your age or half your age that may want the same things that you want. But remember to pay it forward and give back and look back at all times, because that's all people need is just that one open door, that one leg up, or that one opportunity. How did it feel when that gentleman bought your fabric? That made you feel good, because that meant not only did he believe in you, but he put his money where his mouth was. So make somebody else feel like that at some point, no matter who they are or where you are. Just that little bit of encouragement or a job opportunity, anything, that leg up. But where can we find you at on, or somebody contact you if they want a custom Leah creation?
Actually, you can go to my website that has a contact information on it.
www.leahfaithdesigns.com.
There we go. Say that one more time. Get a little closer.
leahfaithdesigns.com.
And spell Leah for him.
Leah.
There we go, because we got to get the check written correctly. Gotta know what it is.
Designs.
So do you do custom designs now, or?
I sometimes do custom designs. Because that one custom designs.
So when do you like? I'm been reading a lot on Leslie Jones and what she went through being a woman who's not supposedly the average size and all that she went through. So do you look at someone and be like, I know what I could fix for this person, or I know what I can create for that person? Are you there with it yet, or are you just into creating?
Well, I'm basically into creating, but when I would see someone like Sunshine, and I immediately saw a design for her.
Okay.
And
Sunshine is one of the models in Baltimore Fashion Week.
And so when I saw her, I just got a design for her because not just because of her disability, but because she was powerful, she was strong,
confident.
She was confident, and these kind of women are the superheroes of my generation. They are powerful, they're strong, they're modest. It's all those things that inspire me for creating.
So, I mean, I know we're talking about powerful women, but what do you see when you look at me? Do you see this design that you could create for moi? Will there be a men's line, or are you going to stick strictly to women or one style?
I think I will stick to mostly women's because
I'll forgive you for that. I'll forgive you.
Because I usually don't do menswear. I haven't even made something for men.
Okay.
And so I basically stick to women's because I know how women would like to dress and how to style that a woman. I know how to style a woman and how things should be for a woman and how it should be. So
we have a minute and a half left. What was your most favorite piece that you made so far?
My favorite piece would be the first piece that I did.
Mm-hmm.
It is a cape and it has a top underneath, and I got this design and it was I'm not gonna say that, but the way that it's created, where if she were to raise her arm, that it would almost be like bat wings, but it's in a fashionable way. So I think that's my favorite piece.
Nice. So that is Miss Leah Faith. Is at www.leahfaithdesigns.com. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Joining the conversation is our author from the African American Authors Expo, Miss Adrienne Harp, and Leah Howard will join us right after this break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that. Cool! That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon. Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby.
Are you getting your kids this hoverboard thing that's taking over the country? They range from $300 to $600. They're blowing up. I mean, literally blowing up. That one video, I thought that was going to be the one and only video that I saw in reference to it, and it wasn't. I seen, now I could probably tell you about 10 to 15 videos of this happening where this battery gets super, super hot and burns like holes into your tennis shoes. Oh my. And I know you would be pissed if you was wearing Jordans and you just paid all that money, you know, your lights off.
Especially if they're from China.
Your lights off.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Voice training. What's that?
I know if I get some cello lessons. I have been looking for somebody to teach me to play cello for 2 years.
Troy Stewart, your man.
Troy Stewart. Okay, we're gonna talk after this. I want him.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BigExposedRadio.com. We are celebrating 2 one-year anniversaries here on Big Exposed Weird Radio, which they are partying right now at Holler at the Moon. I just knew Alma would. I gave you a pass. Like I was like, I got it. But they're down there.
When I missed last week, I was like, no. I'll come later.
Did you bring back some of Miss Pam's food?
Miss Pam's food. You talk about
Rega's mom.
I did not get a chance to be when I go next time. When I went this time.
That's the end of this conversation.
Oh,
no! But Alma just came back. She was away in New Orleans last week. That's why we didn't hear from her.
I could live there. Just saying.
Not that heat, baby.
I loved it.
I'm sorry. I only go in the wintertime, and that's like their spring. I can't. But we have also, along with where we have Miss Be Inspired celebrating her first year anniversary. She's going to be partying on August the 3rd here live at the studio, 110 East Lexington Street. So don't miss out. Definitely look at the website for more updates. Also, to kick off our 10-year anniversary, we're going to take a trip to Six Flags and party out, swim, do roller coasters. I like to scare myself a little bit and get on a roller coaster. So that is August the 27th. The tickets are $68. For more information, give us a call at 410-671-5483, or you can email us at info@beexposedradio.com. Joining us in the building is another of our African American Author Expo members, Miss Adrienne Harp. Did I say it right? See, I was names. I'll be getting them. I'll be trying. She is one of the authors of the expo. I think this is our 5th author that we've had on the station so far. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Ms. Harp.
Yes.
And what you do.
Hi, I'm a designer. And
she has this awesome yellow creation. I see Leah looking at her.
That is a confection of clothing. It's not just a creation. I'm sorry. I'm loving it.
Under the name of Unique Elegance by Adrienne.
Okay.
I designed, just clothes that are easy to wear, comfortable, suitable for the woman who is not afraid to be daring.
There we go. So And I did just say African American Expo, and I was meant to say Baltimore Fashion Week. And she was looking at me like, "What are you talking about?"
You said author earlier, and I was like,
I
so
did.
going from okay, that's interesting.
No, I really
And then you
did.
started saying designer. I was like, oh, I'm confused.
We
now.
switched the date. We switched the date. So I'm sorry. I apologize. Miss Adrienne Harp is another of the designers at the Baltimore Fashion Week, and you are going on Friday.
On Friday.
Friday.
12.
And what day are you on?
Same thing.
Same thing. So both of these artists will be opening up Baltimore Fashion Week. I can't wait. Like, it gets bigger and bigger every year. This is actually the 9th year of Baltimore Fashion Week. So if you are not on board, definitely go to their website at thefashionumbrella.org or baltimorefashionweek.com and get your tickets. You can't get them at the door this year, so you got to get them tickets in advance. Be professional. Get your tickets in advance. Get there on time, because this is a real professional show. It's not going to be a 3-hour extravaganza, so definitely get there on time, or you're going to miss these two awesome designers doing what they do. How long have you been designing, Ms. Harp?
Well, actually, designing, I would say, since I was in high school. I just started dabbling, and it just expounded from there. I've been sewing since I was 8. So,
was it out of necessity, or is this something that you desired?
It was something that I desired. I used to watch my mother sewing on her single sewing machine, and I would sneak and make doll clothes and break her machine every time. And she would scream and holler. And,
if I had $1 for every needle I broke, trying to sew something that was not meant for that needle. Get off of my sewing machine.
That's what she says to me. I'm not allowed to touch it.
Because I used to try to use non-traditional fabrics, and I would try to use the needle that was just cotton, and you would hear it snap every single time. I used to spend my allowance money getting my mom new needles. So, when did you know it was what you wanted to do?
Oh my goodness, at a very early age. And let me tell you, the inspiration for this has been, I have to give her all the kudos, my two maternal aunts. Now, understand, I came from a long line of seamstresses, on my paternal and maternal side. But on my father's side, my great-grandmother sewed, my aunts were quilters, my grandmother was quilters, and they used to sew a lot.
It was a lost art. It's something we all used to do at one time.
And the true sign of that is the number of fabric stores that are closing. I mean, it's ridiculous. For me to find certain things, I have to go way out, you know, to.
I was just telling her Baltimore was a mecca. It used to be a fabric district here.
Yeah, Blank. Do you remember Blank?
I don't remember personally, but I knew a lot of my family members were.
Yeah.
Because there used to be a sewing shop on, what was that, off of, I'm going to get the dates and the names and all that stuff. But we used to have a lot of fabric shops here, and they're just not.
They're closing up.
I think textile fabric is the only, like, fabric. And that's something new. Somebody just brought that in as, it's like a thrift shop / fabric store, but it's not like extensive fabric shop. It's just something they do on the side. But it's sad that places like Baltimore, where we have a lot of seamstresses, London Fog was here at one time. A lot of industry was here. A lot of tailor shops, and we still have those things, but they have to get them shipped in or outsourced, which is unfortunate, or go to one of the box stores and pay through the nose for a little bit of what you could get, you know, at one time. What was the first piece that you created?
Well, going back to when I was growing up, my aunt sis, Elizabeth Young, she would travel. She was an educator. She would travel all over and bring me expensive fabrics, raw silks, woven, embroidered linens, those kinds of
things. So you were talented at that point, because
she thought I was. Ironically, she had enough faith in me to trust that. To me, I messed up a lot of expensive fabrics.
That's what I was about to say.
But I'm to have the amount of faith, you know, and that's how I learned. You know, I learned about a ballpoint needle, and you know, just by those kinds of exposures, Another one, my Aunt Toots, is Mary Aiken. Love her dearly. I mean, she had a lot of faith in me as well to encourage me, to give me the fabrics and give me the times. And it was those kinds of things. And my mother, you know, again, but I've always wanted to look different. I never wanted to look like everybody else.
And on that note, we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back here with Miss Leah Howard and Miss Adrienne Harp when we return to the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. In the building, we have live Mr. Michael Ryder. There we go. And Mr. Steve Yarn. They're doing a partnership based on, what was it again? The stories of the Vulcan Blazers. An awesome production that they have coming up. And now the name of it will be called Baltimore Heat. There we go. They were telling us a little bit about they're in the pre-production phase of developing this Baltimore-based production. It seems like a really awesome idea, and I'm always love for more artistic events to come here, and because it's more of an event because you guys are going to actually use Baltimore as your complete backdrop of the city, and that's very awesome to hear.
Yeah, we want people to fall in love with this project through the visions and the tales we're going to tell about these firefighters, but also we want them to fall in love with the city of Baltimore. Just like they did with Miami Vice and Chicago Fire and NYPD Blue and
Sex in the City,
and all these other places that have the city as a star as much as the artists and the actors are.
And Baltimore has for many years been the backdrops of many movies. I could think of a few Whoopi Goldberg movies, Sleepless in Seattle. A lot of these movies that have always used Baltimore as a scene, not to mention The Wire and Homicide and countless other movies, House of Cards. All these movies and television shows have always used it, but it was never really about Baltimore. They always included Baltimore in the story or the backdrops or certain historical scenery.
Things they absolutely needed to say.
And House of Cards actually shoots in Baltimore. But they're saying that it's Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So they're shooting here and not even giving us credit for the place we're here.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artists, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
It was just a part of what you did. Like I thought everybody doing short sets and stuff like that. I didn't realize it was such a thing. My aunt used to work at the sewing shop right on Pratt and Pulaski. It used to be a thrift shop right there, but that building itself, it's like an artist loft now. It used to be a sewing shop, and she would make curtains and drapes and bring fabric home for my mom and stuff to use. But I remember everybody, or at least it was somebody in every family, a group of siblings that knew how to sew. It was what we had to do. We couldn't afford certain things, so you had to learn how to sew. I just never had the patience to sit down at the machine. So I had to learn the hard way and sit there with the needle and thread.
That's what my mom has been working with her about, with her mom sitting down with flour sacks because they were made of cotton back in the day, and how it was necessity, you know, and so you had to learn how to turn a flour sack into fashion.
Drapes and stuff like that. We laugh at stuff like that, but that's all we had at one point. So you had to reuse. That's why I have discovered for myself the thrift shop as an adult, because I hated it as a child. It stunk. It was dirty. But as an adult, I actually was at Cop, and I would tell all the time, like I would just go there between classes and find things, and because I'm not built like the average dude, I would have to get stuff altered, and that got expensive. So I was like, how do I put a French cuff in something? How do I, let something out or take it in? And you learn how to do those things. And there's little techniques that add up to, you just created a whole outfit.
Right.
So we're back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. We have in the building 2 of Baltimore Fashion Week's designers that both will be opening up on Friday, August the 12th. A short period of time. And we're just sitting here having a conversation. These are actually the first 2 designers that we have on with us. So Miss Leah, Miss Leah, Miss Harp, where can we find you at on social media? Or just, and if someone wants to contact you?
Yes, I'm actually on Facebook. I'm on Facebook under Unique Elegance by Adrienne. And that's how you can find me.
Do you have a shop or?
No. Actually, I have a little studio. It's a garage that I converted into a studio.
So outside of Baltimore Fashion Week, have you done any other shows? Or?
Oh, I've done many shows.
Do you have any coming up outside of Baltimore Fashion Week?
No, this is the only one. I'm giving thought to.
So one other show. So is this your first one or?
No, I've done other shows many times.
So and now this question to both of you two, how do you prepare for a show like this?
With this particular,
she just took a deep breath.
this particular show, my approach is totally different than I've done before. I have a little premise that a little guideline. I cannot buy anything. I have to use everything that's in my within my inventory.
That is a challenge for you. Because I make jewelry, and that's one of the things. Stop buying more stuff. Use what you have and be creative.
And you would be surprised. Not only that, I've opened myself up to the creative spirit to allow it to really flow through and not be hindered by inhibitions or anything like that.
And you're not in the hole come August the 12th. Because you can I go into, especially saying that we don't have a lot of wholesale places like New York has. Right. You can go into some of these stores, Michael's and all those stores, and leave out $200-$300 in the hole. Right. And I just make jewelry. So I know you guys going there, you ladies going there, and it's horrible because spools of fabric and then you get the findings and all. I lose my mind. I went to New York. Well, I think I had like $500 in I just took cash because I said I'm not taking the card, and I came very close to spending over that just by going and you just see, I know what I can do with this, and that stuff normally sits at the house. So the stuff you're using is probably stuff you bought years ago, and it just sit there.
Piles of fabric. And the only thing I can buy are notions. I can buy a button or two, but and needle, thread, but I cannot
no fabric.
Buy any fabric. And
was that hard?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that hard.
Because you had the stuff. That's the crazy part.
It gets a little tempting, but I'm fine,
Miss Leah, how has it been preparing for this project?
It's been a little bit of a struggle trying to find the perfect fabrics that I had in my mind when I came up with the sketches for this collection. And actually I had to go and buy fabrics that I needed for the collection because I couldn't just the thought of that I had in my head just trying to find the fabrics and everything. It was just a struggle, but I'm getting there. So so in preparing for this show, it's been struggle here and there, but it's getting there.
And you're just doing the finishing touches at this point on your design.
I have a few looks that I still need to make, but otherwise the rest of it is just doing this little thing and this little thing.
It would drive me crazy because I like I was telling her, Miss Harp, I'm a big fan of Project Runway and a lot of the design shows that they had come out, and I just love the crunch time when they were just pulling, and I know a lot of that was made for TV, so you can't make a garment in 3 hours. It's crazy of you to even suggest that. But just the panic and the hysteria behind creating something, and you have a deadline. So do you do more, Ms. Harp, do you do more pieces by order, or do you have a collection that you sell?
At this point, I have a collection, that I just have in my inventory. I used to do a lot of proms. I used to do a lot of
Bless your heart.
custom sewing, but I don't do that so much anymore.
Okay.
It's this project is more. I just want to be challenged.
Okay.
And that's what it's all about. I'm just opening myself to the creative spirit and just using what I have, and how it goes is how it goes.
So how do you normally sell your pieces?
Well, actually, I don't. I do more of custom sewing for clients.
Okay, so one-on-one clients.
One-on-one kind of thing.
Do you want to get to a point where you have a line or a shop, a storefront?
Actually, what I would like is more of my designing, and if you like it, buy it.
Okay.
Less of the customized sewing. More, if you see it, you like it, take it.
So so that's dealing with more manufacturers. Are you at that point yet?
Yeah, I guess so.
So how long would it take you to start that line, or is that something that's projected or you're working towards? I know right now it's like everything is Fashion Week, but where are you with starting your own line of clothing?
Actually, it's not mass manufacturing.
More boutique style.
More boutique style. If you like it, buy it, take it.
It's yours.
It's yours.
So as being a designer who does custom creations, I did one prom and I said I would never, ever do that because the unrealistic expectation of a high school junior or senior for one dress, for one night, you would think it was the Oscars or something they were getting paid to go do. But it's gotten to a point where it's just, I know it's kind of like a love-hate, but is that something that you really enjoy doing, or?
I did enjoy it when I was doing it. However, I tend to be a little conservative. Some of my clients can be really
eccentric.
Yes, and
to say
and I do. I do like being different, but I don't do. You have to keep it classy.
Would you do one of those fashion shows like Project Runway?
Oh, I would love to do Project Runway. Because I like the challenge.
What would you bring? What would your design aesthetic be in joining a show like that? Because everybody has their niche. What would your niche be in joining that show like that?
First of all, like I said, I like to be challenged. I like different stuff. I like to be able to take something and see something and turn it around. So I think that would be something I would enjoy. That would be my niche. Just the challenge of taking something and turning into something totally different.
What's that one piece that sticks out in your head? Leah had her first colonial outfit, and her doll outfit. But what was that outfit for you, or that piece that you created that she was just like, that's just cool. I'm not only going to sell this. I'm just going to keep this hanging up.
I would have to say my very, very first folk pattern, which I still have to this day. I made that when I was maybe 18, 19 years old.
You still have it?
I still have it. The material was 50 cents a yard.
Oh, wow.
And I still have it to this day. That is my most pride and joy, my classic piece that I don't even wear it. I just look at it. I mean,
wow.
This thing had square sleeves. I mean, it was awesome. We were living in Anne Arundel County at that time. And I came all the way to Baltimore to find a special shop that did special buttonholes for that particular piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what can we expect from your collection? And I'll take it over to you and ask you the same thing, Leah.
At Baltimore Fashion Week, you're going to see something extremely different.
Is that different for you? I mean, because I know this was a challenge for you in designing, but give us a taste. Give us a small taste, a snippet.
Let's put it this way. I've used different textiles.
Okay.
I've combined different textiles, different designs, different styles to create a collection that is very cohesive.
Are you nervous?
I'm more excited.
Okay. So this is your first time jumping out there in this way?
Yeah. Only because, like I said, I'm totally open to the creative spirit, and I'm just letting it flow.
Miss Leah, what can we expect from the Leah Faith collection?
Well, it's more of a ready wear, some stuff that you wouldn't really wear as ready wear that you wouldn't see just like going out. It's more of evening ready wear. This collection was basically inspired, and it was for a young woman that is modest but still wants to be fashionable, and she's starting business, and so she wants to be able to wear something that is going to be ready wear and evening. So it's going to be a collection that is going to be a little bit different and a little bit in this generation.
Is this what you normally do, or how have you stepped outside of yourself for this specific show?
Well, for stepping out of my comfort zone would be to do what's in my head, like the cape. With doing this way the bat wings are and the sleeves, it's a little bit outside my comfort zone, but it's what I love to do. It's what I like to do. It's me.
I love talking to designers because I see the vision in front of you, and it's just how do you transform that into something that is actually something that you can wear. But we're going to get more into this conversation with Miss Leah Howard and Miss Adrienne Harp when we return to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Don't forget that we're live streaming as we speak from YouTube. So you can go to YouTube and go to Be Exposed Radio, and you can be watching us live in this bright, vibrant gown that Miss Harp came in here with. Yes. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can we tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
You are listening to
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yeah, we got your attention. Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are sitting here speaking with two of the designers from this year's Baltimore Fashion Week. We have Miss Leah Faith of LeahFaithDesigns.com, and we have Miss Adrienne Hart of Harps. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I was listening to him say it, and this is what I thought I heard him say. Now, Miss Adrienne Harps, who's also a designer. I'm sorry, your website was Unique, right? Unique Elegance by Adrienne. So both of them featuring this year in Baltimore Fashion Week, which is in August. And when we left off, we were talking about the pieces that we talked about the pieces that you love the most. There's so much. Okay, I'm trying to remember where we were. Talking about creating this line and what you've had to do in order to actualize what's in your head. Over the break, we were talking about can I talk about the petal dress? Okay, the petal dress and the struggle to find what it is you had in your mind. And then realizing, okay, so tell me about that journey, about the coming to the realization that compromise is going to have to be made somewhere.
Well, when we finally decided that there wasn't a fabric that we could find for it, I had to compromise and find a fabric that was close to and what would fit with it. It's not exactly what would be perfect in my head, but it's something that would look nice that can get done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna look, I think it's gonna look nice once it's finished and everything, and it's really gonna be a nice piece.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right,
I think once we find a fabric that's gonna be perfect for the bottom of it, that it's gonna be really nice.
Was it difficult for you to realize, okay, I'm not going to be able to do what's in my head? Or is this a bridge you've crossed before? And, give tips for those who struggle with flexibility.
Well, with not finding the fabric that we wanted, it's been hard, and I haven't really crossed this bridge before,
mm-hmm.
but it really is something that I need to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's with compromising. And so even though I can't find the fabric that I need, I can still try to compromise to make it look nice and how it will be able to flow nicely.
Okay.
And also challenge her creative process.
Right.
And granted, I'm a mommy, but one of the things I've been so impressed with her through this process is that some of these challenges are things that would make adults go to the corner and cry, and that she's had the perseverance to say, okay, this is not working the way I want, so now what am I going to do? And she's coming up with solutions and solving them. So it's been great to see the character building through the process.
What did Beyonce say? Winners don't give up on themselves. Adrienne, in your journey, because you've had the opportunity to actually live a professional life and then retire from that life a bit and decide to do something that you specifically want to do. And in this one you were speaking on, you have taken on the challenge of compromise, period, because you are not buying anything new. So you're having to make work what you have. What are some of the skills and lessons that you have learned that you can share with us?
I think one thing that, again, I hate to harp on this continuously, but allowing myself to really be open. A lot of times we can be so dependent upon rituals or the way it's always been done, but to stop and challenge yourself, to try it another way, to have the courage and the confidence to try it another way. And I think that's the most I've learned about this, trusting my gut, trusting their creative feeling, their creative spirit, and just going for it. You know.
Okay. It's often, I know my creativity is much more in performance. I love clothing in that I love to put on a costume. So whatever I'm wearing today is how I'm feeling, and I'm going with it. If I put on a hat with a little drop to the side, I'm feeling a little Foxy Brown, you know. So it's I've never been one to spend a lot of time in altering clothing. I'm an accessories individual. But I know that it's something that I've always wanted to do. I have asked multiple people in my life who can sew to teach me, and everyone's like, I learned myself, you can learn yourself. It's like, all right, well, I bought a sewing machine. I have yet to sit down and actually make it work. Okay, so we're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be right back. This is the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. This is Big Mama Amma. Please stay with us. We're going to come back. We'll be talking to Leah and Adrienne. We'll continue talking about fashion and how to build it and how to be a part of it, not just a spectator. We'll be right back.
The Fashion Umbrella Foundation is proud to announce the Educational Honors. The Foundation is a grassroots organization that champions inner-city youth by providing educational opportunities and resources to engage youth in the arts and STEM. The Educational Honors is a youth-based program that recognizes students in grades 7 through 12 who have at least a 2.5 GPA and perfect attendance for one school year. Those selected will be invited and recognized at the Educational Honors Awards reception on Saturday, October 15th, 2016. City Council President Bernard C. Jack Young will be the keynote speaker for the evening. Students will also be inducted as Fashion Umbrella Foundation Scholars for the class of 2016. For more information about the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, visit www.fashionumbrella.org or email us at info@fashionumbrella.org.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
So, you know how you around people who really can sing, and they always like, I don't know if it's time. That's what these well, at least these two over here are giving me right now. It's not the time, you know. It should be 78.5 degrees in. 0.25. So they're going to share a little bit, just a little taste to get you interested, to get you tingling this morning. Share a little of that Banji soul with us.
Okay. Well, y'all singing y'all mic.
Yeah, y'all can sing.
Okay, so this is called What I Thought. It's also on the album.
Don't hold back.
Okay. Y'all ready? You ready, B? Okay. I see the lights pouring out your face. No, you can't hide. I see them clear as day. I'm growing tired of playing these games. You say I'm tripping, well, get up on this plane now, 'cause I'm pulling out with you all night. Are you going crazy? Or too damn lazy? We ain't skipping through no daisies. This wasn't my fantasy. This ain't what I thought.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artists, real talk, real live. On Be Exposed.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person to read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition, join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's radio loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the radio loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now. Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, so we are back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com, speaking about creativity and inspiration. We are interviewing this evening Miss Leah Faith and Miss Adrienne Harp. They are both designers featured in this year's Baltimore Fashion Week. And Leah has the unique position of being 10 years old, a whole decade she's been here, and she's created some amazing things in her 10 years. So get up off your butt and do something. So we were speaking on the break about creativity, and I got to hear just a little bit of the last part of that. But in building a piece, I know a little earlier you talked about being able to visualize it because you're a sketcher, whereas Adrienne, you don't sketch so much, you just kind of go with the flow, whatever's happening in the moment. You said that one of the tricks that you will use is to pin the fabric to you.
When I'm puzzled, when I'm perplexed about something, I don't force it. I'll have the fabric, and when I get perplexed, I'll just take the fabric, a sample of the fabric, and pin it to me. And I'll go to bed with it. As I'm doing my daily, things, I'll have that fabric pinned to me, and I can feel it. I'm feeling it, I'm touching it, and I allow the ideas to flow instead of forcing myself at the time when I'm trying to get it done. I don't do that anymore. I allow myself to let that creative spirit flow,
Okay. Leah, what are some of the other, outside of being able to see someone and then see the clothes appear upon them, what are some of the other ways that you find help release your creativity? Some of the things that you may have encountered on accident, or some things that you tried because you may have heard and or seen them and thought, hey, you know what? Why not? Let me attempt and see how that works for me.
Well, usually when I would see a fabric, I would say, ooh, that would be a nice jacket. And then somehow I end up making a jacket. And that's one of the ways that I love in being in creativity. And also being in Baltimore City, not that I live in Baltimore City, but when I come to Baltimore City, just all the different kinds of textures and how this was created and all the little swirls on buildings, and that really inspires me for fashion, because all that texture just kind of makes a design, how you can make that design on sleeves or something, or on a belt or something. It comes, and creativity is just so powerful for me. And the way when I see something, how I get inspiration from everything, and just that the way that the creativity flows, and then I can be able to make it and put it on a look, and it just flows the way that it goes.
Okay. In thinking about your future, your long-term goals, how do you define success for yourself? What do you see as your big picture?
Well, the big picture is I really want to have a studio. I really want to have a warehouse, a building where I can sell my line, I can sell my clothes, I can sell my designs, and I can have Leah Faye Designs in the building, and be a business, be a real business, not just be official, but also be a business. So that's my goal. That I want to do.
She's already sketched out the building. Oh, all right. Let me find out. We're a little bit of architect too. I like it. So, what are some of the steps that you think that you plan on taking in order to get yourself there?
Well, really, I want to just be me and work on my craft and work on some things with construction, and then work my way to that. And hopefully, my dream is to be on Project Rolling Jr. In fact, I actually
2018.
In fact, I actually have a T-shirt made for that.
Okay.
And so that's part of my goal, to work on my construction, and then do big things like Project Rolling Jr. And then school and things like that to get me to that place where I can have Leah Faye Designs.
All right. Adrienne, what is your big picture? I know you've had the opportunity to do, this thing here and that thing here and that thing there. You were a seamstress and a personal designer, and so you've worn all the hats. So which one is your favorite?
The thing I haven't done, and I wouldn't mind dabbling in, that's doing some costuming. Just for fine arts, or just costuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's a huge market for that. We were talking about that earlier. Here in Baltimore, most of the major theaters build most of their costumes. So it isn't hard. And at Everyman and at a Center Stage and what's the other one that my brain won't give me? Spotlighters. They do a lot of building of their own pieces. So and then Baltimore also has a huge cosplay life. People who like to do the dress up in their favorite characters or television show personas. So there's always some fun to be had in Baltimore, to say the least. Costuming is interesting. There's a lot of history required, a lot of historic knowledge, and a lot of detailing required in that. But all right. I like that. What are some of the steps that you've taken over your lifetime to gain the success that you have so far? Some of the things that you may have lucked up on, and some of the things that you planned out.
Again, I've kept myself active, kept myself in tune, as you might say, taking classes here and there, and also just a challenging, just allowing myself to be challenged, like entering this show, this Baltimore Fashion Week has allowed myself to be challenged. Entering competitions has allowed myself to be challenged and just to grow. So.
Okay. Challenge is always good. I guess for someone who has always been on the outside of it, wanting to be on the end, like I said, I've asked more than one person to teach me to sew. It's like, you can figure it out. Well, because I get that it's not my mother-in-law. Says she's a retired seamstress. Sometimes you can convince her to do things from time to time, but usually she just is like, no, pass. And one of the things she complains about is that people tend not to think about the amount of work that actually goes into building a garment. And not just building a garment, but taking someone else's garment and then trying to alter it and maintain the integrity of it while also making it look good on you. Some of the misconceptions, if you will. Let's take some time to teach, right? So if you don't mind sharing, what are some of the things that people should think about when they are looking for a piece that they will eventually get altered?
The main thing, not everybody can look like Diana Ross.
Amen.
You can have the best intentions, but a customized garment requires a lot of time, a lot of effort, and what can I say? I can't guarantee that I can make you look like what you have in your mind to look like. So I no longer compete with that anymore. And I'm finding that a lot of customers don't particularly want to pay the price that it costs to make a customized garment. I have tried for so long to undercut myself so that I satisfy the customer, but it doesn't work. It simply doesn't work. And some people say that my prices are too low, but that's it. You do your best, and I can't guarantee you how you're going to look at the very end.
Do you do consulting with people where you say, okay, well, I see what you want, what you're going for. I don't know if that's necessarily going to work. This material, your shape may work a little bit better if we do X, Y, and Z.
Constantly. I believe in numerous fittings. I believe in you meeting with the client several times. And as we move along, like I always say, speak now for the whole piece. Literally, So sometimes you satisfy people and sometimes you don't.
Okay. Leah, you said you've had the opportunity to make a few custom garments. Tell me about that experience.
Well, even just for Baltimore Fashion Week, with making these pieces to be tailored, because I have the measurements for them, and to be able to make them tailored for the person, so that way it will show that the way that it's tailored, and being able to learn also how to tailor and how things should be with being in Baltimore Fashion Week.
Okay. Do you find that it's easier to have your model with you, or do you find that it's easier just to use the numbers and work that way?
Well, usually, sometimes it depends. I basically use the measurements and use the numbers, but when it comes down to it, with some details and stuff, I need to have the model so that way it can be made for the model.
Okay.
That's an interesting next to whatever, because I'm finding with Baltimore Fashion Week, having the measurements is good. However, it's not a sure sign, you know, because you have to consider the complexion. You have to consider all the other elements that go with it. I'm trying so hard to stick to the numbers, but I've had to just say, well, just the numbers and just go with the flow. But this is a challenge. This really is a challenge to stick truly to the numbers, sight unseen. I mean, we've seen them, we've met with them, but you don't really have a feel for them.
Okay. Leah got the opportunity to tell us about the fun she had in picking her models, and tell me about that experience.
It was interesting. I had a couple of garments in mind. All my models were picked based on that.
Oh no!
So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm having to adjust, and I didn't realize it until like, wait a minute. Whereas I was thinking about certain aspects of it, but I didn't think about the whole entire line.
Right.
Now I've been working on this line ever since March.
Okay.
So a lot of my garments are already put together. So the two trouble pieces that I was thinking about when I picked my models, everybody's based on that. So
now we're adjusting.
This
is an adjustment period for you, though. This whole thing.
I call it my best fit. My best fit.
I find that very funny because you when you have something in mind, and it's funny because even as an actor, you can do that. You can go in thinking, all right, this is what I'm going to do with this character. These are the choices that I'm going to make. And then your acting partner comes in and they are going completely left. And you're like, oh, let me change lanes real quick. So being able to pivot in place, I think is one of my personal signs of creativity. I think that being able to say, oh, okay, now we're going to change it up and it's still going to work. Watch. Being able to do that, I think, is one of the clear signs of a creative mind that you could ever get. We talked about the pedal dress. Is there another piece you can think of that you had to, maybe in the middle of planning or in the middle of actually building, you had to say, oh, this isn't going to work the way I thought, and you've had to change lanes?
There's been a few pieces that I've had to change lanes on, like with the dress that I talked about, with being able to get the dress and then being able to make it in different ways, and to be able to take a dress and then be able to create it. But the cape that goes with it, the way it was, and the way it was made, that there was a few things that had to be adjusted and made, and I had to go with that. But also I had to stick to me. So I had to say that this is the way that I want this to be. Even though there's this little thing and this little thing, it still needs to look good and also be made the right way.
Okay.
That's one of the challenges with working with thrift store fabrics, because, when you're taking out seams, that was the trouble she ran into when you have just a plain piece of fabric versus you're trying to deconstruct something and then use that material to make something new. You still have to work around those old seams and old cuts and things, and so it's more of a challenge. It truly is. And you go, oh, there's not as much material here as I thought there was, and so you have to alter. But I wanted to ask Adrienne, for one of the things that I've had difficulty instructing her in when she's done custom pieces, and especially because she is 10, when she has a vision for something and the client wants to stray from the vision. She says, this, she'll sketch it out and they decide this is what you're going to make it. And then in the process, the client's like, I want to go this way. And she's going, that's not what we talked about. And so, and she's coming to me and saying, she's like, I don't want to do it this way. It will ruin the vision. And I'm going, well, the client's paying for it, so you got to do what they want. How have you found that middle ground between staying true to what you create and keeping your customer happy?
So we'll let you answer that off air, and then when we come back, we'll give the audience the answer. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many. I can't believe it. This one looks good. Peter's thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner? See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for joining us. We are here. We're interviewing Ms. Leah Faith and Ms. Adrienne Harps. They are both designers who are featured this year in Baltimore Fashion Week. Well, that felt really hard to get out. I don't know why. Just dragging the words out of my face. Okay. Before we went to break, I don't want to say Leah's mom because you have a name. I have a name. I'm not Ezekiel's mom. I actually feel more comfortable with Leah's mom, right?
I get called her Leah's mom
than anything else. Am I going to sink into that? I'm so going to be Easy's mom. All right, that's fine. Lori, you asked a very good question. Because we were talking about customization and doing pieces for an individual. And when dealing with a client, you will come up with a concept or they will come to you with a concept. And you gave her some advice on how to deal or how to try to deal with that. Now, age has a lot to do with it. You know, assertiveness is a skill. So it can be learned at a young age. So know that, okay? Assertiveness is a skill. But it's a skill. And like anything else, it has to be sharpened and honed. So you gave her some advice. Share that with the listening audience, if you don't mind.
Certainly. Again, going back to the days when I was doing Justice for Proms, I try my best to go with the client when they pick out fabric. Given they may come with the design in mind, but using the knowledge that I have, I usually try to encourage them to, with a combination of both, my skill level and with what they have in mind, introduce certain fabrics that will be more cohesive for the design.
Okay. I know that one of the things in any realm of visual or creative art where you are building something, sculpting something, producing a product that someone can take away with them. Because that, as an actor, I'm not doing that. You're not taking anything I give away with you. I mean, I guess I could do a movie, but whatever. I'm not that person. So, when you are making something for someone, they come with where do you draw the line on integrity and creativity? And is that something that is important? Because you've had the opportunity to get to know many other designers, people who have who sew for other people for a living, and how that has affected maybe the way that they were able to build their career, or not so much.
Integrity is extremely important. Extremely important. Like I said, I tell you I say in the very beginning. I'm very open, but I don't do hooch. I just don't. Certain things I will try. I will, I'll go I'll push the envelope a little bit, but certain things I just will not compromise on.
Okay. Leah, do you have sort of the same feeling? There are things that you feel very strongly about, because although this is for you and you are wearing it and you did come to ask me to build it, I am still building it. It is still part of something I create. How do you go about expressing those things when dealing with the client right now?
Well, with there being with trying to make something for somebody, and with trying to compromise between your design and what is for the person that you're creating for. And as we keep saying, there's a very fine line between that. And you do need to stick with your design, but also you need to talk with that person. You need to talk with your customer, and to be able to compromise on something that is in the middle, that things that you would design, and then what that other person would want. So that way the person would like the way it's comfortable for them, and also you can get your design out of it.
Okay. All right. I like that. It's kind of funny, what I do is definitely a collaborative art, period. Whatever my acting partner is doing, I got to match or meet that in some way, shape, or form. Yes, we are using the same words, but emotions are different. What I've gone through today affects the way I feel about this piece tonight that we're performing, and I'm going to deliver the line a little differently this time. Do you find that you do that when you're making a new piece, that there's some way you've done it this way before? Oh, I did it this way before 3 or 4 different times. Let me see how I can, what new can I do this time? What new can I add to it? Have you had the opportunity? What are those things that you have done?
Well, with making a design that you would make with trying to add pieces to that, and the way that you would make it, and trying to wait, I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question.
It's fine. My question was, when have you, in building pieces and things that you've done, you tend to, as human beings, we are creatures of habit. And in fact, I'll explain and then we'll answer when we come back, because we only have a minute left here. As creatures of habit, we tend to fall. This is the end of the show? Oh my goodness, it's the end of the show. Okay, so you know what? In the last minute, We're not going to ask a question. We'll leave that alone. You can find her on her website. I'll let you say your websites really quickly again, and then they can ask any other questions they have of you.
My website is leahfaithdesigns.com.
All right.
Unique Elegance by Adrienne.
All right. So we've had an opportunity to talk to these two beautiful women. They will be featured at Baltimore Fashion Week coming in August from the 12th to the 14th. Please don't miss it. Remember, you need to get your tickets beforehand. They will not be sold at the door. Go ahead and order it. Don't be lazy. Don't procrastinate, or you'll be on the outside looking in. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. sharp.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello. What's going on, everybody? This is Weird Radio, coming to you live on